Hey, I'm Heidi Kindlespire Hillman. I'm an artist and homeschooling mom making stuff in the mountains of northern Utah. I've been wanting to start a creative projects podcast. I don't know why we call it a podcast when it's on YouTube, but that's beside the point. For a long time, and I just decided that I am thinking about it too much. So I'm just going to start and learn as I go. And I am glad you're here with me. So I am a textile and embroidery artist. I'm an art journaler. I like to do a lot of different things. I'm a knitter, a sometimes crocheter. I often have a lot of different projects going on. And so today, I wanted to just kind of kick things off. My plan is to do a weekly-ish update and just share with you the different projects I'm working on. I have a lot of shows coming up. I do art and craft fairs, a lot of them more in like toward the end of the year than throughout the rest of the year. Did I mention I'm a homeschooler? You can probably hear my kid just sneezed in the next room. I'm a mom of 4. I've homeschooled always. My oldest just graduated a few months ago, and so they're just always here, and you might hear them, and that's just going to be how it is. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of prepping, new designs, new products for upcoming shows. So I'm just going to show you those today. I design and sell embroidery kits, as well as more fine art type embroidery pieces that I just sell prints of. So I have them all in front of me on my desk today, and I'm just going to go through and show you the new designs that are coming out. I will include links to all of these. I have both PDF patterns and kits available for most of these, and I will include that link down below. So the first up is this set. It is a 2 hoop set of, I'm calling them small bouquets. These are intended for newer stitchers. The colors are not coming through great here. Hopefully it looks better on your screen, but I love these 2 designs. They are a good way to learn a bunch of different stitches. Most of them have, or both of them have 5 or 6 stitches each, and they use the same colors throughout. So that's a fun way to make 2 different things. So that's first. Next was inspired by a show I did over the summer at a beautiful lavender farm that a friend of mine owns. They had a beautiful market over the summer, the lavender market. And so this one is lavender. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's got 3 different colors of purple, and it's really fun to stitch. Lots of lazy daisy stitches, which make me pretty happy. So that's lavender. Next is one that I started a while ago and then put aside because it wasn't quite right. And then I came across it again recently and figured out what I needed to do to change it. And once I figured that out, it went really quickly. I'm not sure if this is going to be backwards or not. It's a quote from C.S. Lewis. "You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me." So I am a big reader, and my other bookish kits are ones that have done really well in the past. So I know there's lots of other bookish people out there who would love this. The thing that I had to work on, sometimes it takes my brain a little bit to figure out what a design needs. And the thing I ended up changing was doing the outlines around the books. I didn't have the black there before. And so now that it's there, that feels much more complete to me. So that's next. The next quote is, "Into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul." Like I said, I'm a mountain girl. So I did this design with a bunch of pine trees on it. It uses 4 different colors of green, or 6 different colors of green, 2 times through. And it's lazy daisy, stitches, and fly stitch. And I am really happy with how this one turned out. So that is one I've completed. All of these, I started working on these in July, and it is now September 27th. And so it's taking me quite a while to get all these new designs done. Next up is this, I'm calling it Autumn Grid, and it's different pumpkins and acorns and leaves and mushrooms. This is another one that took some time to figure out. Originally, I had it not quite grid. It was nowhere near a grid, actually. It was just kind of a random design. There was like one big pumpkin in the center, and I knew that I loved the design elements, the individual pieces themselves, but it just wasn't quite right. And so, as I often do, I talked to my mom and sisters and asked them what was missing. And my sister, who has quite a way with words, said it feels like uncontained cuteness. I like my cuteness more contained. And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I put it into a grid and kind of messed around with where everything was. I tried it with all of the mushrooms and then all of the pumpkins and all of the leaves, and that wasn't quite right. And so I just kept messing with it until I got this layout, and I'm really happy with how that one turned out. That's Autumn Grid. Next up are daisies. I have another couple of designs like the lavender, like the daisies. I have one that's poppies and a couple of other just simple flower designs that look really nice in, a nursery or just hanging on the wall. They don't have a saying or anything, just really pretty designs. So that one's daisies, and I like it on this blue background. I feel like that really shows the white and the yellow off really well. The next one is maybe my favorite. It's Anne of Green Gables. Oh, do I have somebody coming in? Maybe not. I thought I heard a kid. I'm an Anne fan. So I have another of hers, I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers. I made a couple of years ago, and that's available. I can link it for you. This one is, "Dear old world, you are very lovely, and I am glad to be alive in you." And I love this one with the sunflowers. I feel like that is just perfectly Anne. So, yep. Dear Old World is what this one is called. And then I also have some smaller, based on the Autumn Grid, I have a stick and stitch set, which comes with the pattern printed on Fabrisolvi, which is a great way to transfer the pattern onto fabric. Here's an example of one I'm in the process of stitching. You stick the Fabrisolvi on and stitch right through that. And then when you're done, you can rinse it under water. I recommend warm water, but eventually cold water will work. And then that just dissolves and leaves your design there. That's all of my kits come with the pattern printed on this Fabrisolvi. So I do have a autumn stick and stitch option, which is just the stuff from the autumn grid plus a few more stitched on Fabrisolvi. So that's a great option if you have all of your own thread and supplies, and so you don't necessarily need the full kit. You can get this instead. So that's a few different ones that all come in that kit. There's one pumpkins. What else? I've got an acorn that's already stitched and a couple of mushrooms that are done. I like to make these cute hoops. It's a 2-inch hoop, which is the smallest I've ever seen. That's an actual hoop that holds tension. I've seen smaller ones that are not really meant to be used as hoops, but I make these for ornaments for shows, and that's really fun. All right, sorry, I had some technical difficulties. We're back though. I was just showing you these little hoops that I like to make for ornaments. They're size 2-inch. And these stick and stitch things are just exactly the right size for that. So I believe that is all of the new, oh no, sorry, one more thing. I also really love to work with felt. I'm a little bit picky about the felt. I'd like it to be wool. I don't do a lot with acrylic felt, but I have just been working on this felt leaf set that will be available in a PDF or a kit with lots of fun fall colors. And this I'm going to make into a garland. I have just been working on finishing the stitching on all of these first. I feel like the lighting's a little bit weird, but hopefully you can see this is metallic thread, which I love to work with. Got all sorts of different options. Whoops. Here. So let's see. I'm trying to make sure I show you all of them. So I'm going to just probably crochet a garland and then add these on to that. I will be sure to update you on how that works once I figure it out. This is, can you see that? Yeah, and that one. Okay, so that is all the updates that will be in the shop for kits and PDFs to make your own. I usually have a couple of more intricate designs that I am working on that are only available as prints. They're usually nature related, but also sometimes bookish, like this one that I just finished. This is Anne of Green Gables, obviously. So the background is felt that I wet felted myself and then embroidered on the top. I'm not super happy with how that is looking on camera. Hopefully it's focusing a little better than it looks like it is. There's Anne wandering in the field with her basket. So this I will have photographed. I send it to a local gallery and they photograph it really beautifully and make it into a print for me. So that will be available for markets this fall and then also in my Etsy shop once I have it. So that's Anne. And then as a mountain girl, of course, I have to do some aspens every so often. So this is the beginning of that. You can see I'm just getting started. Again, it's on felt and just starting on the trees, which will have more detail as I go. I just started this one last night. So I'm doing the white first, and then I'll add some shading and depth, and also detail with some black and gray and stuff once that's done. You can kind of see my water soluble pen plans there. But so this one will need an update again in the future once I'm done with that. And then I almost always have a couple of knitting projects on the go. I just started a Musselburgh hat, which is, you've probably heard of it if you're a knitter. It's everywhere. I literally just started. I've just got this tiny little bit of the crown done. I'm using, I forgot the name. I'll put the name in. Color Wheel, I think, is the name of the brand, colorway. Why can't I remember the name of that yarn company? I love them. They sell self-striping yarn that's amazing, and the name has just gotten away from me. And I just realized I left my other project in the other room, so I'm going to grab it. So we travel a lot for soccer. One of my kids is a big soccer guy. We travel a lot for soccer and for family get-togethers because we don't live very close to our family. And so I like to have a pretty mindless knitting project to do in the car when I'm not driving. I get pretty car sick, so I can't do anything where I have to count stitches really or keep track of anything on a pattern. But I have been working on, I've got it in this little pouch. I've been working on very slowly this mitered extra yarn, leftover yarn stash. What do we call that? Scrap blanket. So I just add a new square or two each time we have to drive a few hours. And yeah, that is my mindless knitting. I don't get to work on it very, very consistently, but I like to just have it so I can grab and go. So everything is all in this little pouch, and I have my balls of yarn in here. It might look like a ridiculously small amount, but I can probably get most of a square from this one, and then I would join in another color if I needed to. But yeah, I have just my small leftover, this is all fingering weight yarn from socks and other projects. It's all just tucked in here, and then I have a bin in my office that has more, so I'll just periodically switch out the colors and fill up the bag again as I've been working through the yarn. So I think that is all of the projects I was going to talk to you about today. I would love to know what you're working on, and okay, so thank you for watching. I am excited about this project and hope that it will benefit me to have a little accountability to share my works in progress with you. I won't always have quite so many things to show you, but I just wanted to kind of lay out everything that is going to be available in the shop soon. And this really has been the majority of my creative time for the past several months. I do like to have other projects that are not for work, but that just has not been the reality these past few months. It's been all these new designs. So in the future, I'm looking forward to sharing with you more projects that are not just designs that I make to sell, but this is where I am in my work cycle right now, which is a lot of new designs needing to be done before markets in the fall. So yes, thank you for watching. I would love to hear your questions or comments. Just leave those down below, and I look forward forward to seeing you next week.